Hi there, friends, and welcome back to the Ohio, Pennsylvania. This is the second episode of my series recapping the 2025 NMRA National Convention, and it'll cover everything we did on Wednesday. So to start the day, we visited Mike Burgett's CNO Clifton Forge Division layout, which is a really incredible layout. Not only is his scenery great and his train running prototypical, but he has gone above and beyond with a very intricately designed dispatcher's office and tower operator positions, both being accurate to the time period he models. So enjoy a look at this great layout. I haven't made it down this far. It's the area that has the control point for the tower that we saw outside. No.
Inspecting the pole line to make sure there's no broke holes. Now, there's also a hot box detector in here, in this stretch, which is up in the dispatcher's office. Well, I've got it wide open to go through the helix.
Oh,
So that's 35's the max
okay.
for the James River sub.
So that'd be a prototypical speed. then
Yeah,
that they
pretty
would-
much, depending on the train. Cold drags could be slow, but your train is real slow because it's heavy.
That makes sense.
Check my signal down here. Welcome to Mike's house. There's no repeaters, so you got 6 loops. Make sure you're watching the signals. 3 is bumped out. Some of them are a little hard to see from now.
No, I've talked to Mike for about 2 years now. My steam locomotive was the one that was in his garage, if you remember that. And I've met him for the first time this week. I've never actually met him. We talk all the time.
Yeah, okay. I learned from the best. We established that this morning.
So is there a helix next to train? Oh, I didn't even see it.
Level 3 of the helix is bumped out.
Set him back to that, and now I've reversed the signal. It's now in a stopped aspect, and now I can change my mind.
Wow.
So you have to. So you have to know how the puzzle is put together, and there's a certain sequencing of what you can and can't do. You always set the route first, then you set the signals, the appropriate signals, and then as trains come through, they'll knock the signals down, and you do all of that. We also have the NMW model when you go downstairs. It's just a little short section of track.
That's the one I was looking
right.
at, yes.
But we have the computer program that will send us trains. So I'll get an indication that an NMW train wants to come across. So we'll have to play with it, and that will gum up the works for
I follow you, yeah.
the regular C&O traffic.
Very
Iron Gate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to take that 94 and run it over to, through Clifton Forge and just run it back and forth. So I'm going to have to run around it here at Iron Gate.
All right, call the dispatch. You're on the wrong line.
Well, not prototypical-ish. It's prototypical USNS.
Yeah, or video.
So that train that was up on the upper level
Yeah.
downstairs, that's him right there.
Okay,
in
yeah.
Leinster.
I see that.
You'll see him go through town. There he goes. Next
Oh,
one.
that's cool.
And we have Chris working the
Well, what do you
train
think?
you just gave
It
us.
is impressive. That's
If you want, here, I can throw a switch there in Allegheny.
okay.
You'll see all the relays go. Ready?
Yep.
Never, ever, ever underestimate the value of a good
Yeah.
Now that's the signal went out to the switch. It's going to throw. Now it's coming back.
And there's watching the left wheel and the right wheel. And if there is a failure, we get a blip on the topmost indication, and then we hear a buzzer saying, hey, there's a problem at the hotbox detector. Then the dispatcher has to get the sheet, figure out what train it is, where the defect is in the train, figure out which direction the train is going, then
Figure out what axle it is, how far back, and that kind of thing.
then set a maintainer call. If he is eastbound train, he gets an maintainer call at Gilmore Mills. If he is a westbound train, he'll get a maintainer call at Eagle Rock. When the train gets to either of those locations and they see the same maintainer call light lit, they stop the train, they call in, the dispatcher tells them a defect has been identified, you need to go look at it, find out if there is anything wrong, and deal with it, maybe.
I'm going to use my switch key and run around the train so I can go back.
I was going to do that for you, but if you want to do that with the switch key, just go right ahead.
All right, I will, and then I'll let you know when we're ready to depart.
Okay.
Once we finished at Mike Burgett's layout, we headed to our first operating session of the day, which was Andy Keeney's Nashville Road. His layout is massive, measuring 50 by 55 foot and having 3 decks. So there was a lot of railroad, and it made it one of the largest layouts I've operated on. So enjoy a glimpse into the operations of this massive layout.
Someone's got it says call prior.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I thought there was a lock on it.
No, lock-ons are something we use on line L track. And we will jump all over the rest of it. You got cards for me? Toy bills?
Oh, sorry, my cards.
Yes, sir. Non-scheduled. It says shut off pickup at Guthrie.
There were no pickups for us. There were no pickups, sir.
Alright. 3 is too many.
Frank was kind enough to be able to show me the one that was working, so I ended up with this one, and he actually parked the other 3, so
Alright.
we're good.
Look to me like you got plenty of horsepower there.
Yep. And you are correct, 25?
25, okay.
No recording. There we go.
I think this thing has dirty wheels or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So you've paralyzed the dog.
I did. I paralyzed the dog.
I'm still. That's good. We're clear.
Railroading is a
I had one of your crew tagging along with me, and that was great. So
well, that's good.
It's a fun time.
I always worry, the quality of the operation because of the dirty rail and the dirty wheels, and this is it's just a get down on it. Yeah, and I don't want to leave yeah. Hey, Siggy. Hey, buddy. Say, there's this one. Just stab people with their feet. That is crazy.
Got it.
Fun dogs. Ours don't listen worth a damn.
Okay, go.
After eating dinner, we arrived at our second operating session for the day, which was Kevin Griffith's Iowa Central layout. He models the town of Vinton, Iowa in the mid-1980s
4310. That's him.
That's our guy.
after his short line had taken over from the Rock Island. It's a very interesting layout with a lot of operations in just a 13 by 19 foot space. I also got to dispatch a layout for the first time, which was a very cool opportunity. So enjoy this glance into his operations.
So since I'm set in the mid to late 1980s, this is pretty soon after the Staggers Act was still in place. So railroads are doing a lot of inventive things with their pricing and their service and stuff. And so the intermodal trains are a bit anachronistic for a smaller regional railroad, but I'm following along the lines of the Milwaukee Road and their sprint trains that ran between Chicago and the Twin Cities.
The covered hopper and the seaboard box. So we're picking up everything that's in town, and then we're going to drop Vinton Canyon, GMRC should be the first one in Vinton Canyon. So
Vinton Canyon is the Island Lawrenceburg.
okay. Thank you. Lawrenceburg. We have the Ready Mix. Is that way over here?
Yes, it is.
Vinton
It's
Ready.
on the branch.
Okay, it's on the branch. We have, this is just going, traveling with us, I believe. It's going to
Am I pulling all the way to the
Dinsdale
head
Elevator
end
in
of the side of
Dinsdale,
it?
Iowa, which is
No,
not
about
us.
2 more cars.
Okay.
And then Farmers Co-op. The last one is the Farmers Co-op.
2 more car lengths.
Where, what,
In Vinton. Farmers Co-op in Vinton.
here we are.
1.5 car lengths.
Oh.
We'll get the caboose clear of both
That's
switches, and then I'll throw them.
Facing point.
Yes.
Alright. So do we still drop it?
Nope.
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 We take it with us? Keep
You
going.
take it with us down the
Got it.
Iowa
Okay.
Falls branch.
1 in the front, 5 in the back.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Is that good? Yep. That's good. Perfect.
No wonder.
If we'd have had a caboose.
No wonder.
That's right. He would have dumped the air on it. And everything would have been fine.
Just need 2. We're not going to make.
Oh.
Nope. So, whoops. Well, let's see what happens. What's the worst that happens? It doesn't fit, and we have to dump
Well,
one of these
the
on
thing
this
of it
track
is,
for a minute anyway.
Maybe we should leave this point for the
It doesn't matter because we got to get it on this track.
Okay.
So,
So you want to back it?
yeah, if it doesn't, if we don't have quite enough room, we'll just dump one of these temporarily
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
and
You're gonna be
do
coming.
it
You're gonna be
and
coming out of the side.
Some, but 1744 will be coming out.
Next time we come through here, we'll know better. That's right. That's a little bit more.
With a couple?
Another inch. Good. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Lance, and now he operates a great layout he has created. Just hold short of here so I can hop off and throw the switch. Out in Oregon, that is.
Yeah, I want to sit and get paid, but not all night.
So we actually could have come through on this siding here, and
Well,
But
no,
that's-
because that's a rickety pocket track. You don't want to be taking your
got it
train through. But yeah, you could if you absolutely had to.
right. Plus, there might be cars on it.
Yeah.
We can't guarantee. Are we supposed to have a caboose? No. You call it microphone. I call it physical.
Well, that specific part's a dead cat.
Gets out
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So. But yeah, same thing.
If we're going on that same.
So I think we're supposed to loop around over the one again.
I don't know. Where do we terminate this? Next
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the stationary track through.
And where do we stop?
You'll stop when the rear end is clear.
Oh, clear here.
Yep.
Okay. I see. So, when our rear end is clear of that station.
Stop at the switch up there.
Except we go straight all the way through.
That's good. Is there room there to throw a smoking powder? Okay, that's good, dude. Bring it back. Oh, that's good right about there.
Maybe some water
Alright.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Get
Okay.
all the songs
Yep,
going.
we're good to go forward.
It's like I had Monkey's last train to catch. And which staging track are we on that the packet goes back into?
So we go back over there on track 3.
3? Alright, so
Hi there, friends. Welcome back to the Ohio and Pennsylvania 2025 National Convention vlog. This is a recap for the end of Wednesday, the 16th of July. So, yeah, we got up this morning, did breakfast here. Got a little bit of a slow start to the day, but that was okay. So then we headed from the hotel to our only layout tour we did today. We headed to Mike Burgett's CNO Clifton Forge sub. So it took a while to get there, but yeah, we got there eventually. There weren't any passes to head down into the layout yet, so instead we headed to the shed, where in the back of the garage he had a full interlocking tower complete with replica levers from an actual interlocking plant from CN in Chicago, with a replica board, but everything else was authentic. So we actually got to see that operate, which was fascinating. And it has a video monitor into the actual layout room where the location of the tower is, which is really cool. So we got to watch that for like 10 minutes, and then yeah, we headed down to layout room after that. So we got to see the layout itself, which is, yeah, really well detailed, really well scenic layout. Looks realistic. The signals are great. Everything looks really nice down there. Just the layout itself is really well done. Absolutely. I think the most impressive thing may have been back upstairs. So once we finished touring the layout, we were headed back, encouraged to go upstairs to view the dispatcher's office. And oh my goodness, that thing is crazy. He has like a whole room in his house that has a door panel to the dispatcher's office. And the entire interior of that room looks like it's from 1968 or 1960s, which is when he models. And he has a full CTC switch machine with relays, all original hardware, and an original 1960s hotbox detector, which is crazy. So that was maybe the highlight of the entire layout. Mike was saying to us when he was up there, he's like, I built the layout for the CTC machine, and I don't think he's completely wrong there. So yeah, so the layout was great. Yeah, with all that stuff too, it's like, man, he is really committed to it, so it's really impressive. And I think Andrew and I agreed that was by far our favorite layout tour we've done so far. And yeah, that was really cool. So with that, we then met up with a friend of mine for lunch from college, so that was nice. Just got to chill for an hour. And then we headed to our first of 2 operating sessions for the day. So we headed to the Andy Keeney's Nashville Road. So that was impressive. I believe it was about 30 something feet by 50 feet, almost 60 feet. So it was a huge layout. There are multiple peninsulas. It's all divided into like separate areas. And there's like Ribo Yard, which is probably the largest yard on the layout, is almost 50 feet long in real life, which is quite impressive. So 3 levels and a lot of it in this like 40 by 60 foot space. So just amazing. Huge layout. Still a lot of scenery missing, but for a layout that huge, one kind of expects that. And the operations were still good too. So we got a little bit of time to get our bearings before we did our operations there. We ended up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but they were looking for volunteer crews for yards. The first 2 got taken quickly, so I was like, okay. And then the third for Gresham Yard, just kind of lingered there, and nobody else was volunteering, so I was like, well, I like doing the yard operations, I'll do it. Why not? So ended up operating that yard with the help of another guy who actually was with us at our session yesterday. He was doing the yard work there. So him and I worked together to run Gresham Yard, which was he models a lot on the second level around Nashville. So Ribo Yard, which stands for Rock Island B&O, is north of Nashville. Gresham is south. So Gresham is the Nashville Roads Yard there. So, but yeah, we spent like the first hour getting everything settled, getting stuff organized, classifying some cuts of cars, and that was pretty well done. So then we actually had a couple minutes where we were like, okay, we can chill now. I can go explore the layout. And then we get knock knock. Train wants to come in, and then all of a sudden we've got a flood of like 3 trains that all want to enter the yard at once. So it went from nothing to hectically busy for about 30 minutes. And it got crazy, but we pulled it out. We made it work, and then just kind of chilled for the rest of the session. And I was able to run around and get some footage of some other trains and the whole layout before we had to go. Definitely would have been nice to be longer. It felt like it was honestly a lot shorter than it was. And it was fun, so that was good. Yeah, so with that, then headed to get dinner, and then ended up at our next session. So our next session, or our second op session for the day, was Iowa Central. I think Kevin Griffin. If I spelled that incorrectly, I will put it subtitle down here, but I think that's correct. If not, I apologize. But yeah, that was an exercise in contrast from the earlier layout in the day. It was much smaller. It was only like 11 by 13 foot room. And yeah, small town modeling versus large city. So, just interesting to see the contrast there between the two. But it was just as interesting. Now the session was overbooked with one person, so that worked out because I emailed him ahead of time when he was asking. He said, oh, we have 5, so if one of you wants to be the dispatcher, you can. So I ended up taking that role. And while I didn't have to make a lot of decisions myself, I learned how to read out track warrants to a crew. So that was good. And that allowed me also a lot of time to just video the crews doing their work for this video. So I'm sure you'll see a good bit of footage from that. You've probably already seen it by this point. So, but yeah, that session was also good as well. Just the amount of traffic he can run on such a small layout because of the staging being behind and around still allows him to run decently lengthy trains on the railroad. And he's also a freelancer, and he has some good world building for his stuff. So yeah, I definitely liked his concept for that as well, being a fellow freelancer. So but yeah, with that, that was a pretty short session, only 2 hours, so finished up, and then had a little bit of dessert, and yeah, then headed back to the hotel and planned out what we're doing tomorrow. So with that will do it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.